Picture this. It's 2009. You've just beaten New Super Mario Bros. Wii, and your young, naive self is thinking, this has got to be the best game I'll ever play in my life. Not a care in the world about the future. What job you'd have, the responsibilities of life, or if you had school tomorrow. Just pure satisfaction and bliss from beating a game that seemed so impossible to wrap your head around when you first started it. Fast forward 3 years, the hype for the Wii U is building, giving hope that gaming can only go up from where it used to be. And the high expectation of the next big console Mario Bros. Suddenly dwindling before your eyes. You get it anyway, hoping to re-spark the nostalgic beauty of the previous title, but it never comes. The way it was almost identical in every way, the graphics, the layouts of the levels, the world themes, even the enemies were almost all the same. It made for a bitter acceptance that maybe Nintendo weren't all who we hoped they were. For many, it was easily forgettable, whether it was because of the lack of effort they seemed to put in as if they reused the whole previous game, or the lack of story compared to the previous one. It just didn't hit home as well as the one on the Wii. However, although the game may have been forgettable, there was one thing that stood out. One ominous character that appeared. Could the inclusion of a single character change the entire script for a company? An appearance of one single guy who would become such a beloved character in Nintendo history, coming out of seemingly nowhere in such a letdown of a game, to being included in some of the biggest titles Nintendo has to offer? Yes, it could. And it did. This is the story of Nabbit. So, we obviously start at New Super Mario Bros. U, but where exactly does he show up? And what purpose is he even there for? Well, Nabbit appears in 7 levels as a minigame, where players get 100 seconds to chase him through a level. Nabbit's invincible to enemies on the course, however he can be hit by shells or items thrown at him by players to slow him down. If you end up catching him, he gives up his bag, and Toad will exchange it with a pea acorn. The 7 levels he appears in are Acorn Plains 1, Layer Cake Dessert 6, Sparkling Waters 4, Frosted Glacier 3, Soda Jungle 1, Rock Candy Mines 5, and Moraine Clouds 2. He also shows up in enemy courses, and steals items from the chest if the player takes too long to open it. With 2013 being Year of Luigi, Nintendo released New Super Luigi U. And Nabbit replaces Mario? This guy has existed for a year and is already replacing Mario in his own game. Nabbit can't use power-ups, Yoshis, or hold items, but he doesn't take any damage from enemies. Any power-ups he does collect, up to 8, will be converted to 1-ups at the end of the level. Wow, what a great start to this purple guy. But where do we go after this? Like golf, of course. Mario Golf World Tour for the 3DS came out in 2014, and Nabbit was available for purchase in the Flower Pack. And don't doubt his skills. He's got a cannon for an arm with a driving distance of 213 yards. Just like every Mario game, there's a Bowser themed level. The course Bowser Castle gives players the option to play costume challenges, where they can win a Boo, Kamek, or Nabbit costume. Nabbit returns later in the year 2014 with the release of Super Smash Bros. For the Wii U. He isn't playable, but he shows up in the Mushroom Kingdom stage, where he tries to catch fighters in his bag. He can be fought like a regular fighter, and attacks, grabs, and items still affect him. Along with his stage presence, he also shows up in an event match, Enough with the Kidnapping. It has the player use Peach to defeat Bowser and Bowser Jr., along with Nabbit, but he isn't solely targeting Peach. He can also go for Bowser and Bowser Jr. Going forward a year, in Mario Luigi Paper Jam, Nabbit offers Bros attacks if Mario and Luigi capture him. Almost all of the Bros attacks come from catching Nabbit, besides Mario's last one, which is given after beating King Bob-omb. When Nabbit is caught, a battle begins. During the battle, he'll throw things at the trio, like coins, spiked balls, or enemies. Nabbit has 3 groups that he has a chance to throw out. 4 Paper Paragoombas, 3 stacks of Paper Boos, and 5 Mecha Koopas. Nabbit also made his way into the credits somehow, seen in Doop Doop Dunes, Twinsy Tropics, and Mount Brew. It shouldn't be surprising that it only took a few years before Nintendo brought Nabbit into the mobile world of DLCs, with the puzzle game Dr. Mario World being the first one. This game only lived for a total of 3 years before being discontinued in 2021. But anyway, he's introduced as Dr. Nabbit once World 24 is defeated. He's able to transform viruses and other objects into exploders, shells, or rainbow capsules. Later on in 2019, Nintendo continued their mobile venture with Mario Kart Tour. Nabbit started out as the enemy in the Mega Nabbit bonus challenge of Choco Mountain during the 2020 Exploration Tour. The next tour that came out, the Wild West Tour, then released Nabbit as a playable character. Now, this is something I just found out, but characters in Mario Kart Tour have special items set for each of them, similar to Double Dash. Nabbit's special item is a Lucky 7 from Mario Kart 7, where you get 7 items that revolve around you. And he even got his own cup named after him in the 2022 Cat Tour. After random appearances and cameos in many Mario titles over the years, Nabbit's story finally comes full circle. After 11 years, he's back to the 2D splendor of the Super Mario Bros. Series. For me, this was quite an uncertain time. I hoped with everything that Nintendo would bring back their previous glory and creativity in 2D platformers. But in the back of my mind, I remembered what happened on the Wii U. It couldn't happen again, right? And thank the Lord it didn't. Super Mario Wonder was the reassurance all Nintendo fans needed. The amount of content they put in every single level was unbelievable. You had a new mechanic in virtually every single level. You're turning into a ball of jelly for one. The next, you're walking in the sky with Koopa Troopers on roller skates. Then it hits you with the 3D in the 2D. Possibly the only upsetting thing about this game was the fact that it was the first game where Charles Martinet wasn't the voice of Mario and Luigi. Mario Wonder provides you with more characters to play than any in the Mario Bros. Series. Mario, Luigi, Peach, Daisy, Yellow Toad, Blue Toad, Toadette, and Yoshi's, as well as, ladies and gentlemen, our boy Nabbit. The Yoshis and Nabbit are beginner characters, meaning they don't take damage, but can still lose a life by falling in lava, poison, or a pit. There are only a few times when Nabbit can actually take damage, like when you're jelly during this Wonder Flower. They also aren't able to collect power-ups, but Nabbit instead turns them into flower coins. After already making his debut in the best Mario Kart ever, I know what you're thinking. How could he possibly top that?
I can't top that. Can't top it.
Well, let me introduce you to a game you might not have actually heard about. Mario Kart World was one of Nintendo's rather quiet releases in the past few years, going under the radar for most people apart from a few diehard fans. Nabbit is a playable character available from the start of the game. Just like the other lightweight characters, he has very good handling and acceleration, however, he's slower than others. Nabbit also shows up as an NPC around the place in free roam. Similar to his role in his first game on the Wii U, he runs from the player if you get too close, and if he's caught by driving into him, he'll drop coins and you'll unlock a sticker the first time you catch him. Now, time for some honorable mentions.
In Mario Maker, you can unlock a Nabbit costume by completing the 100 Mario Challenge mode. In Mario Party 10, if you land on a -1 Bowser dice block, Nabbit shows up and steals it from him. He also appears in the minigame Absent Minded for Super Mario Party. Nabbit has a support spirit in Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, which causes items to gravitate towards the player who's using it. In Mario and Sonic at the Rio 2016 Olympic Games, Nabbit is playable in the 100 meters. So that's the history of Nabbit. I hope you enjoyed. Thanks so much for watching, I really appreciate it. Let me know what enemy I should cover next, and subscribe for more like this. I'll see you later.